Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Vinod. Yeah, are you
Yeah,
able to
sir.
hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Fine. So, can anybody give me your user ID and password? Because this my user
Yes,
ID
sir.
is not working today. I don't know.
SAP 065
065. Yeah.
SAP 123 password.
No. Oh, yours also not working, Vinod.
Sir, let me check myself, sir.
Yeah, yeah, check it.
SAP 7075
Hmm.
075. One second. Password Santosh, sir. SANTHOSH. SANTHOSH. Santosh.
No, no. I think some maintenance or something was going on. Nobody account was opening.
Yeah, that's it, sir.
Are you able to open there in Bashwash Nagar?
Sir, one second, sir. I'm checking.
Yeah, yeah.
No, sir, it is not opening.
It is not opening, right?
No, sir. Sir, is it possible in client 810?
Let us check. Yeah, it was open.
Yeah, sir. It's all opening. I also checked, sir. It's all opening.
Oh, this program was not there.
Yes, sir.
No, no, no. It's a package. No, program will be there. Program is generally client independent. Means program if you create in 800, that should be there
Yes, sir.
in here. Here also that should be there. Let me check.
Just open. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir,
Yeah,
it is
it's
there.
there. Okay. So today I'm going to tell you about some validations, and after that we'll go for a sub screen. Fine. So we have done this in the previous class, correct? The normal screen. So now today we will do the validations. What is this validation? How to do this validation? Validation means, in the report, do you have done the validation?
Yes, sir. Helpful.
The
Yes.
normal
Yeah, sir.
reports?
At selection.
At selection screen, event, you have done the validation, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what is the validation? What you are doing in the validation actually?
We are
Whether the
we are taking the user input and
correct.
telling them that it is correct or not.
Correct. Good. So user, he don't know. Maybe end user don't know. Student ID will come from the table. Get test underscore student. He don't know. He may not aware of all the things. He can give anything in the input screen. Okay. So we need to validate. As you said, we need to check whether this data which was provided by the user is there in the database table or not. And if it is wrong, we need to stop him. Okay. So now, how to do this validation? To do the validations, there is something called chain and end chain. There is a command called chain and end chain. For example, I'll go to the SE11 transaction. Okay, you see 11 transaction. I go. I will enter here some Z something. Okay, I'll click on display. If you see the status bar, what is happening in the status bar? It's displaying some message.
Yes.
This table does not exist. Check name. That means SAP is also doing some validation here based on the input you have given. Okay. So where it was doing? Go to the system status. What is the screen number? The screen number which you are looking now. That means this database, view, type, ground domain, search help, lock object, all these fields and these three buttons will be there in the screen number 1 or 2. This is the corresponding screen number 1 or 2. Double click on the screen number. So when you double click on the screen number, you are going to this particular flow logic and this is the layout. Now let us see how the layout looks like. This is the SAP standard screen and SAP standard layout. So now if you see the screen they have designed, SAP has designed the screen like this. So this is a database table, apart from the one input field is there. Similarly one display field, one display button, change button and create button. Similarly view, for view is the text, this is one input field. The field name is rsrd1 hyphen vime underscore vl. Instead of z test student age, student name, they have given some different work area hyphen field names here. Got it?
Yes.
Fine. So now to validate this, a group of fields, to validate a group of fields, you should write the command in chain and end chain. If you look at this chain and end chain. So chain and end chain is a syntax to validate a group of fields. Please make a note, because this will be asked in your interview. Chain and end chain will be used to validate a group of fields. So now I want to validate my fields in my program. Now let us see how we can use chain and end chain. Go to the screen 100. Chain and end chain will be used in, oh fine, this is asking access key. We can't modify this program. Okay, fine. Let me tell you about a chain and end chain, because I can't modify this in 810. Now I will just tell you what is the use of chain and end chain. Now what I need to do here, in the process after input, I need to write the code here. How to write? I will make a code in a notepad. First let me copy this. In our screen 100, actually this is a code which was there, correct? So now I want to use a chain and end chain command. So here I'll put this chain. After chain you should say field. Field is a keyword. And here you need to give all the work area hyphen field names. So in our case this is G test underscore student hyphen stu id comma, what else, G test student hyphen stu name, student name. What other fields are there in the screen? Student age and class, I think, correct? Student name, age, class. Okay, after that what you need to do? You need to say one module check input or something. You write one module, no need the other module, you can write only one module, that is sufficient. So you need to do, your syntax should be like this. So chain, after chain you need to give the keyword field. You need to give all the fields which were there in the input screen, a group of fields. Chain and end chain will validate a group of fields. So here you will give work area hyphen field name, which is there in the screen. Similarly here also work area hyphen field name, work area hyphen field name, work area hyphen field name. Like whatever the fields you want to validate, you give it. After that you write module something, check input or test input. So this module is a keyword. You can give any name here. Instead of check input, you can give any name. And end chain you need to put. For chain, the concluding statement is end chain. So now you need to double click on check input. When you double click on check input, what will happen? Again your program will ask, this module check input is not available, shall I create? So you need to say yes. Okay. So then again it will ask, in which include shall I put this? In PBO include or PAI include or form include or top include? Because this program, our program has 4 includes, correct? So now this will ask, which include shall I put? Which include we need to put this check input. Yeah?
I01.
Process
I01. Why? Why? Because this is there in process after input.
yes, sir.
So you need to put it in I01 include. So now once you do this, what will happen? In the I01 include, it will say it will be created something like this. A module will be created in I01 include. So you will get module check input. This will come. The module check input, what code you need to write? The coding is for example, if the student number is not there in the database table, you want to give some message. Okay, so then if student ID is not there in the database table, you want to give some message. Yesterday already we have done this, right? Whenever the student number which was there, whenever he click on display button or whenever he click on say save button, if the student number is not there, we are displaying the message in the yesterday also. But in the yesterday what we have done, we are mentioning in the normal programming. But this is the specific way, this is the actual way where you need to check whether the input is available or not. So you should say here itself, select single star, the same thing, from ztest underscore student into No, into is not required because I'm selecting into the same work area
Yes.
where STUID is equal to ZTest underscore STUDENT hyphen STUID.
Muted.
You need to write, and after that you check if size sub RC not equal to 0. If size sub RC is not equal to 0, that means student is not found. Then give a message. Message information of 002, maybe of some group, some message group with no student exists. So you give some message like this. So this is a validation for which field? This is a validation for student ID. So like that, in the same module, in module check input in the same module, you can also validate the student name, student age, student class. You can also write messages. You can also give the messages for student name, student age, and student class. Okay. So this is the use of chain and end chain. If system is available, you should have seen this in a practical way. Then shall we go for the next one, or shall we wait until the system comes back?
Let me check.
The next one is some other module. I'm going to tell you. The other module is something like, if you want to validate all the fields, a group of fields. What if you want to validate a set of fields? What if you want to validate only one field? If you want to validate only one field, what to do? How to do? If you want to validate only one field, the syntax you can write like this: FIELD, field. In the process after input, you should write like this: field name. Maybe this is a field name. Module name you can give anything. Field name, module name.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಲಿಬೋದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅವ್ರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಒಂದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಾಂ ಸರಿ ಗೊತ್ತು ರೇಟ್ ಅವರು ಹಾಂ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅದೇ ಇವ್ರ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಅಷ್ಟು ನಾಶ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ